Commander Kate Hudson stood at the bridge window of the EDS Defender, watching Earth's defense fleet spread across the stars. The massive ships looked peaceful against the black backdrop of space, their engines glowing blue in the darkness. "Status report," she called out, adjusting her Navy uniform collar. "All ships in position, Commander," Lieutenant Ryan Baker replied from his console. 43 vessels maintaining standard patrol formation. Kate nodded, but something felt wrong. After 15 years in space combat, she'd learned to trust her gut. She watched the enhanced human ships, those commanded by officers who'd undergone the neural program. They moved with perfect precision, almost too perfect. "Baker, run a weapon scan on the enhanced fleet, ma'am." "Just do it." The bridge fell silent, except for the soft beeping of computers. Kate's hands tightened on the railing as she waited. "Commander!" Baker's voice cracked with panic. "Their weapon systems are powering up." Before Kate could react, the first shots blazed across space. The enhanced ships opened fire on their own allies without warning. 3 Earth vessels exploded instantly, their hulls ripping apart in silent bursts of fire and metal. "Battle stations," Kate shouted. "Shields up! Return fire!" The bridge erupted into chaos. Warning sirens blared as more ships exploded around them. On the main screen, Kate watched in horror as Admiral John Blackwood's flagship led the attack. The man who'd trained her, who'd been like a father to her, was now trying to kill them all. "Admiral Blackwood, this is Commander Hudson," she broadcast on all channels. "Stand down immediately." His face appeared on her screen, but his eyes were different, colder, almost mechanical. "I'm sorry, Kate. The enhanced humans have evolved beyond your limitations. Earth must fall for humanity to advance." The Defender rocked with direct hits. "Shields at 60%, Baker yelled. "Get us behind the moon," Kate ordered. "We need cover to regroup." She watched helplessly as more loyal ships burst into flames. Nearly half the fleet had turned against them, and they'd had no warning at all. Through the chaos of battle, a young officer ran onto the bridge. "Commander, emergency transmission from Earth Defense Command." Kate grabbed the datapad. She read, her face went pale. The neural enhancements weren't meant to improve human performance, they were a weapon. A sleeper program designed to turn enhanced humans against Earth when activated. And now she understood the terrible truth. This was only the beginning. "How many enhanced officers are stationed on Earth?" she asked, her voice shaking. "Over 10,000, ma'am." Kate looked out at the burning ships, at her mentor leading the massacre of his own people, and realized this wasn't just an attack. It was the start of a civil war that would tear humanity apart. The Defender dove behind the moon as explosions lit up space behind them. But Kate knew they couldn't hide for long. The real battle for Earth was about to begin. The sky over New York burned red as orbital weapons rained down from above. Commander Kate Hudson watched from the emergency command bunker as another explosion lit up the horizon. The ground shook and dust fell from the ceiling. "The status of the evacuation?" she demanded, leaning over the holographic map showing the city's underground shelters. "Eastern sector is at 80% capacity," Lieutenant Paul Martinez reported. His uniform was covered in concrete dust. "But we're losing contact with western bunkers," on the massive screens above them. Security feeds showed thousands of civilians rushing through the subway tunnels. Emergency lights flashed red, guiding people deeper underground. Parents carried crying children. Medical teams rushed between injured survivors. "Commander." A communications officer waved frantically. "Admiral Blackwood is broadcasting on all frequencies." The Admiral's face appeared on the main screen. Kate barely recognized her former mentor. His eyes were cold, mechanical. "This is your final warning," he announced. "Earth's military forces must surrender within 1 hour. Enhanced humans are humanity's next step. Resistance will only bring more destruction." Kate slammed her fist on the console. "Keep the evacuation moving. We don't negotiate with traitors." Another impact rocked the bunker. Emergency sirens wailed as more buildings collapsed above ground. Through the chaos, Paul Martinez rushed to Kate's side with a data tablet. "Commander, you need to see this," he said quietly. "I found something in the neural enhancement files. The program wasn't created on Earth. It came from Mars." Kate studied the documents, her hands shaking. "The Mars colonies? But they've been our allies for decades." "A radical faction inside their science division," Paul explained. "They've been planning this for years. The enhanced humans are their weapon against Earth. Before Kate could respond, the bunker's main door burst open. A young officer stumbled in, bleeding from a head wound. "The enhanced soldiers?" she gasped. "They're attacking the ground defenses. Our own people are turning against us." Kate grabbed the base-wide comm. "All security teams to defensive positions. Use non-lethal force only." These are still our people, but she knew it might be hopeless. The enhanced humans had better training, better reflexes, better everything. And now they were being controlled by someone else. "Paul, get me everything you can find about that Mars faction. I need to know who's really behind this." She turned back to the evacuation feeds, watching her people flee into the earth. Then a message flashed on her personal screen. Her hands froze over the controls as she read it. "Kate, is everything okay?" Paul asked. She couldn't speak for a moment. The message was from her sister Amy's medical file dated 6 months ago. One line stood out clearly: "Neural enhancement procedure. Completed successfully." Kate stared at the burning city on the screens above, knowing her own sister could be up there right now, turned against humanity, just like the others. The war had just become personal. Deep in the Rocky Mountains, the resistance base hummed with desperate activity. Commander Kate Hudson walked through the crowded tunnels, passing wounded soldiers and exhausted civilians. 3 weeks had passed since the enhanced humans had forced Earth's military underground. "The latest attack cost us 2 more outposts," Paul Martinez reported, following her into the command center. "But we found something interesting." Some of the enhanced soldiers hesitated before firing. "They're fighting the programming." Kate stopped at the main strategy table where Dr. Laura Chen worked, surrounded by neural scanning equipment. The scientist looked up from her data, dark circles under her eyes. "Commander, I think I know why," Laura said. "The enhancement program isn't perfect. Strong emotional connections can create cracks in their control. Family bonds, deep friendships, they're breaking through." Kate thought of her sister Amy. "Can we use this? Find a way to break their programming completely?" "Maybe." Laura pulled up a brain scan. "But we need access to their main control facility, the one sending out the activation signals." Warning lights suddenly flashed red. Security alarms blared through the base. Kate rushed to the command console as reports flooded in. "Enhanced forces found our eastern entrance." Guards shouted over the radio. They knew exactly where to look. "We have a spy inside the base." Kate grabbed her weapon. "Seal all sections. No one moves until we find the mole." But it was too late. Explosions rocked the mountain complex. Enhanced soldiers poured through multiple breaches, their movements unnaturally precise. The resistance fighters fought back, but they were overwhelmed. "Get Dr. Chen and her research to the backup facility," Kate ordered Paul. "We can't let them capture her work." She led a team of defenders down the main corridor, taking cover behind barricades. The enhanced soldiers advanced with mechanical efficiency, their eyes empty of emotion. Kate recognized some of their faces. People she had served with fought beside. "Use stun weapons only," she commanded. "They're still human under that programming." Through her tactical visor, Kate watched Paul and Laura escape through a hidden tunnel. At least the research was safe. But then her blood froze as a new transmission cut through all frequencies. "Attention Earth forces," Admiral Blackwood's voice echoed through the base. "In 24 hours, we will activate every enhanced human on the planet. There are millions of them hidden among you. Your doctors, your police, your own families, all will turn. Surrender now or watch your world tear itself apart." Kate's hand shook on her weapon. Millions of sleeper agents ready to activate. Somewhere out there was Amy, about to become one of them. The enhanced soldiers pushed closer. Resistance fighters fell back. And in the command center, a hidden figure transmitted the base's last secrets to the enemy above. Snow whipped across the Arctic research station as Kate's strike team approached in stealth suits. The facility's dark towers rose against the night sky, surrounded by enhanced human patrols. This was their last chance to stop the mass activation. "Security systems bypassed," Paul whispered through the radio. "Dr. Chen's virus is ready. We just need to reach the main control room." Kate signaled her team forward. They moved like shadows between the searchlights, using the blizzard as cover. Inside, the facility's corridors were eerily quiet. "Too quiet. Something's wrong," Kate said. "Where are the inner guards?" The answer came in a burst of gunfire. Enhanced soldiers appeared from hidden positions, their movements perfectly coordinated. Kate's team scattered for cover as bullets sparked off metal walls. "They knew we were coming," Paul shouted. "But we have to keep moving. 19 hours until mass activation." Above the facility, space battle erupted as the Resistance fleet engaged the enhanced human ships. The ceiling shook with orbital bombardment. Kate led her team deeper into the complex, fighting room by room. "Commander," Dr. Chen's voice crackled through, I found new data in their systems. The enhanced humans aren't just being controlled, their emotions are being suppressed. Strong feelings can overload the programming." Kate fired her stun weapon at another enhanced soldier. "How do we use that? It's personal connections? Make them remember who they really are? It might break through." The team fought their way to the central lab. Bodies lay everywhere, enhanced and regular humans who had died fighting their own people. Kate tried not to look at their faces. "Control room ahead," Paul reported. "But Commander, long-range scanners show a ship approaching. It's Amy's squadron." Kate's heart stopped. Her sister was coming. The person she'd grown up with, trained with, sworn to protect. Now, Amy was hunting her. The control room doors exploded inward. Enhanced soldiers poured through, led by a familiar figure. Amy Hudson stood in the doorway, her eyes cold and mechanical like all the others. "Hello, sister," Amy said, raising her weapon. "I've been waiting for you." "Amy, fight it." Kate stepped forward. "Remember who you are? Remember when we used to watch the stars from the roof? And you promised to always have my back?" For a moment, something flickered in Amy's eyes. Pain. Recognition. Then it vanished. "The enhanced humans are the future," Amy said flatly. "You're just holding us back." She fired. Kate dove aside as bullets tore through the air where she'd stood. The sisters, who had once been inseparable, were now trying to kill each other. Dr. Chen Kate yelled into her radio as she took cover. "Start the virus upload. We're out of time." But Amy was blocking the way to the main console. Kate had to make an impossible choice. Shoot her own sister, or watch humanity fall. Amy raised her weapon again, finger tightening on the trigger. Kate stared down the barrel of her sister's gun. The control room's emergency lights cast harsh shadows across Amy's face. Outside, explosions lit up the Arctic sky as the space battle raged. "Amy, remember Mom's last words?" Kate's voice shook. "She made us promise to always protect each other." Amy's hand trembled slightly. The neural programming fought against her real memories. "Upload at 60%, Dr. Chen reported through the radio. "But the enhanced fleet is breaking through our defenses." Kate kept her eyes locked on her sister. "Remember when I got hurt in flight training? You stayed with me in the hospital for 3 days? You said nothing would ever keep us apart?" Tears formed in Amy's mechanical eyes. Her weapon wavered. 90 seconds to mass activation," Paul shouted. Admiral Blackwood's voice boomed through the facility speakers. "You never understood, Kate. The Mars faction didn't create this program. I did. Humanity needs to evolve, even if it costs millions of lives." The truth hit Kate like a physical blow. Mentor had betrayed them all from the beginning. Uploaded 80%, Dr. Chen called. "But the countersignal will burn out the neural implants. All enhanced humans will. ... double quotes. She didn't finish. They all knew what it meant. The cure would save Earth, but it might kill every enhanced human, including Amy. Amy's finger tightened on the trigger. Kate saw her sister fighting inside her own mind, trying to break free. "I won't lose you," Kate whispered. She dropped her weapon and stepped forward. "If you shoot me as yourself, not as their puppet." Amy's hands shook violently. Tears streamed down her face. "Upload complete," Dr. Chen yelled. "Countersignal activating." The facility's lights flickered. Enhanced soldiers everywhere screamed and collapsed as their neural implants overloaded. Amy fell to her knees, crying out in pain. Kate rushed forward and caught her sister as she fell. Amy's body convulsed as the programming burned away. All across Earth, enhanced humans were breaking free, those who survived. "Kate?" Amy's eyes cleared, becoming human again. "What have I done?" "It wasn't you." Kate held her sister tightly. "You fought it. You came back." Above them, the enhanced fleet fell into chaos as their commanders regained control. Admiral Blackwood's ship tried to escape toward Mars, but resistance fighters shot it down. The sisters watched through the facility's windows as their mentor's ship burned across the sky. The price of victory had been devastating. Thousands of enhanced humans died when their implants failed. Those who survived would carry the guilt of their actions forever. "How do we rebuild from this?" Amy asked weakly. Kate helped her sister stand, supporting her weight. "Together. The way we always have." They walked out of the control room as the Arctic sun rose. The war was over, but healing Earth's wounds would take more courage than fighting. At least now they faced that future as one human family again. Behind them, the neural control system sparked and died, ending the dream of forced human evolution forever.